Hey, it's Mommy's Hip Hop and R&B 103.5 The Beat, Papa Key the People's Voice. My special guest in the building was Miss Sharon Marley.
In the building.
I love it. How are you, Queen?
I'm giving thanks. Very good.
Yeah, man. Give thanks for life.
Yeah,
Give thanks
man.
for beauty, strength, health.
It's a beautiful day today too. It's not too hot
Yeah,
and it's not too cold. You
absolutely,
know,
absolutely.
we've been
So for
having some
those,
crazy weather.
we have, but
Yeah,
today is making up for it, right?
it's perfect.
So, Miss Sharon, please let the audience know, when they hear the name Marley, give them the lineage, give them an understanding of what's going on here.
Well, what's going on here is history repeating itself as history usually does, And as my heritage foretold, you got tired to see our face. You
Not me.
understand? So we're just carrying forward what we have inherited, and it's a big clan, as you may know. It's plenty of us, and the majority of us were gifted with song, you know, with the gift of song. So it's not anything surprising to see any of us loving music or being a creative, or being an activist. All of my family have the same intentions, the same drive, so that's where I'm coming from, that root.
That's a beautiful thing. And it's a blessing that, this was able to spread amongst all of you and
All of
spread
us.
amongst the world.
Yes, it's a blessing. And it's an honor for me to be continuing my parents' tradition. Is our tradition, and their parents before them, their aunts, their grandfathers. My mother's father was a saxophonist for years. Leroy Anderson, well-known saxophonist in Jamaica, and he toured Europe. And Grandma Booker, I mean, she had us in church singing when we were like what, 10 years old. She had
Wow.
a church downstairs, and that became a big part of our lives. And it's still, we carry that with us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that and talking about the talents that you've been bestowed with and how you are spreading it amongst the people. You have a new project. You dropped a single last week, but you have a new
Yes.
album that dropped today.
Today is the day. I mean, for 5 years, I've been working towards today, and
Wow.
it's finally here, and it's a beautiful day. I couldn't have planned it any better than how it's turning out to be. My family are all here. We're healthy. We're in good spirits. I mean, what more could I really ask for? Than to have
Well, I could tell
healthy
you.
children. Tell me,
I could tell you. You can
Patty.
ask for people to go and purchase your new album called Firebird.
Okay, and that's why I'm here, because you know better than me, or that side of it go. You know? Well, the album is streaming Firebird, 11 tracks on this album. And it's dedicated to my mother, of course. And these joints are like heartfelt, personal feelings, personal dreams, personal experiences that I've put to the love frequency, which is 432 hertz. And I've used my voice to create something pleasurable to the ears.
Right. This is
Oh.
sort of like your diary, so to
It
speak, right?
definitely
How you
is.
express yourself.
It definitely is, and I think it's a healing tool. I used
Yeah.
it. I found it to be a healing tool for me. So I hope anyone that goes and buy this album benefits from it.
Let's talk
That
about
way.
the first single that you dropped last week.
That's actually the third single from the album. The first single from the album is Stepper with Big Youth. And
Okay.
the second was Firebird, the single. And then Island was the third single from the album, but the one we used to start off this side of the album promotion.
Okay, because it was the first one you sent me, so I thought it was the first. So my
Yes,
apology.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I've
yeah.
been I've been listening to you, and we met at Freddie's event,
We
you know,
did.
and Tifa give me a link again.
Mm-hmm.
So we will link in again. You
No,
know
I
what?
love it. I love it. Let's talk about Island because I heard the song. It's a beautiful song. But
Thank
when
you
I heard it, I figured, man, Jamaica just been through so much. This seems like an
so
ode
much.
to Jamaica, right?
It it definitely turned out to be that. I've told this story about 3 times already, but I'll tell you again.
Mine
About
is
two
special.
days, about 2 days before the hurricane, I wanted to put one more song on my album because I was working with the number 11. And I said I want to put a different song, a younger version of, because I've been doing more laid back me. But I feel like I wanted to reach people who are not just wanting to lay back, people who want to dance, you know? So I said to my son, come, let's build a rhythm. And in build a rhythm, and he wrote this song about maybe 3 years ago. I'm say, all right, we're going to Island now.
I
Two
love it.
days, 2 days after Island, Hurricane Jamaica mashup. It it dawned on me that, oh my gosh, this song was about Jamaica. At the time, I mean, it was my son's song, but it come in just in time to play a part into helping Jamaica, the part of Jamaica that was affected by the hurricane, to helping those people get themselves back together. Not only the physical building, but their emotions must have been really shattered to go through that disaster. So I want to bring that kind of love to Westmoreland, where my daughter
Yeah,
is now on the front line trying to build houses for these people. But everything need money, so I've decided to put everything that coming from Ireland towards that project down there in Westmoreland. So
that's beautiful, Sharon.
that's the
That's
plan that
beautiful.
that's what Jah said to do. That's what it
Yeah,
was
man.
done for, obviously. So,
Yeah.
and then
It
the
all
video
came
came up.
together.
It all came together like how Jah planned it.
Hmm.
And I just, like I said, today couldn't be more beautiful. And Jah planned it. I didn't know I would be doing this today, like 6, 7 years ago. I didn't know I would be here talking to Papa Keith in the building. What are you talking about? This is all Jah works.
Yeah, definitely. Please let
Yeah.
everyone know who your son is because you mentioned him right in the song and,
I have
helping you with it.
3 boys and 1 girl.
Yes,
So this is Injmar. He's gotten all of his credits on the album. He's written like maybe 7 of the songs that are on the album, as well as he's built some of the beats. So he's my firstborn son, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna sing a song about him one day.
for sure.
One
For
day.
sure. He's earned it.
Yeah, man, one day. So, like, I don't know how many children you have, but with my 4 children, they're more like my peers because I basically grew up with them. We grew up
Yeah,
together, so to have them encouraging me now, working with me on this project is a blessing. It's a blessing. And yes, go buy the album, please. But other than that, it's truly been a blessing for me to do this project. And I realized it was really for my mother's voice to be heard again, why I was drawn to going back into the studio. Because
that's
whenever
beautiful.
I sing, I hear my mother's voice. And I think that helped me over the last couple of years to deal with the issues that my mom is having because of strokes. I
Yeah,
mean, so it's a healing album. It's a healing album with a healing energy. And I want to share that with as many people as I can, in as many ways as I can. I'm going
well,
to
we're gonna
send you
help
a
you to.
copy.
Yeah, we're gonna help you to do that.
Thank you.
Listen, the name of the album is called Firebird. Why'd you name the
Yeah.
album Firebird?
Because I needed the Firebird to kick my butt. Understand? I needed a Firebird to raise me up off the ground, literally, and get up, wash your face, brush your teeth, and find your butt to the studio. And that song came about actually just like that. I'm on the floor in the throes of depression, and
Right.
this just came to me and reminded me, remember who you are. Remember who you are. Never forget that. You have to lead with faith, and then the physical can follow. You can't lead with the physical. You know, you have to
Yeah.
lead with faith. And so that whole song came to me that day, and it was homework. Injimar gave that to me as homework. He said, "Mommy, you need to write a song on this rhythm that he made," and I liked it. A very slow, like
Mhm.
hypnotic rhythm, you know, and I was like, "I like that rhythm." He said, "Yeah, you go write this song." I was like, "What? I sing, I don't write." But
Right.
it came out, and Firebird was it, you know, and it's important that I have the Firebird as my, oh, I don't want to say avatar, but maybe
Right.
it is my avatar.
Or your beacon, so to speak.
Yeah, you know, to
Yeah.
lead
Mm,
me and to
mm,
remind me. And a lot of people go through this whole depression, and it can get really, really bad, you know, and I just
yeah.
want to say you can't give up. You know,
Yeah.
you have to be resilient like the Firebird. Even when the ashes gone out, she have to get herself back up, rest for a little bit, but then sweep that ashes up and put some water in there and make something. You know, and
Absolutely.
I want to say for men and women too. You know, I know it's Women's Month, and I know I'm not a feminist, but the women need to remember what they're made of. It's not really sugar and spice and all of that. You know, it's nerves of steel and the ability to come again and be resilient and matter to the future, because we bring the children. We have to teach the children. So the future is really in our hands. So it's sugar and spice and all that. We shouldn't even be eating that stuff. You know, we are made of
I,
much more.
I remember I would go to Steven's house, and he would have on his cupboards no sugar, no.
No sugar, no salt, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. We have to
For real.
remind ourselves every now and then that, look, we are made of more than just beauty, you know, or more than just an object of sorts. We are made of
Yeah.
a lot, and men too have what their mission is. They need to have courage. Women don't need to have courage because we have to depend on you. What we need to have is empathy. You know, so that's why men and women are two different beings, but when they balance good, a lot of good things can happen.
Come
And
out
when
of
if they
it. Yeah.
don't balance, then a lot of bad things can happen, you know? So
Yeah.
balance is key.
It is. I say the same thing myself.
Yeah, man.
I must tell you, Sharon, this is such a great conversation, even more so than just promoting the album. This is a very good conversation. I think it's very inspiring, and I hope it leads to people, being able
I
to
hope
dig deeper and
so.
tap in to your
I hope
album.
so. Because my whole thing is I want to be like the Firebird song says, the way the world is today, it rests on my head and your head and everybody else, you know. But what can we all do about it? We all, if we do one thing, it's something, right? So the one thing that I decided to do is to consciously put my music to the frequency of love, so that whoever hears it will either calm down or get reflective. But
Yeah,
it have to bring a change. My part. Everybody have to play their own part. And
yeah,
that's how I want to play my part. And that inspiration is coming from my mother. You
yeah,
know, I saw their work pattern, and they believed very strongly in what they did. And it's obviously worked. It obviously worked. A lot of walls came down. A lot of people got freedom singing and chanting Bob Marley songs. So music is very powerful, and as musicians, we have a great responsibility with what we do with our music, what we do with the sound that come out of our mouth. You know.
indeed, indeed. Thank you once again, Sharon.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody, of course. So the album is out, Firebird, the single Island.
Yes.
Seemingly an ode to Jamaica. It just
Yeah, and
ended up being that way.
Sedella
Yeah,
and Erica are with me on this track, so that was like a whole memory lane hearing our three voices, how it blends together, it's like, it was a boohoo moment,
Yeah. Beautiful though.
Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful. No, thank you so much, Queen. All
Yeah,
the
man.
best. Thank you for reaching out
Thank
to me,
you.
and I can't wait to
Thank
see you
you.
soon again, okay?
Anytime. God bless.